Hey guys, MacMan here. Today I'm going to show you a little bit about the Shield. Or I'm going to tell you rather, a little bit about the Shield. This video I'm just going to do a general overview of the features, what I like about it. In later videos I'll get into specific things it can do and little tricks and other stuff it can work with. But for now I'm just going to give you the basic overview. So I'm going to turn this on so you can see what's in my hand. Alright. So first, I'm gonna switch this camera. First, before I'm not even gonna open the thing, I'll start with the outside. The bottom, the outer shell is made of a nice polymer composite. The back has rubber for gripping, where your palms are. I haven't really played with it that much, but you don't get like if your palms get really sweaty, you're not gonna slip off. It's good. On the back, it kind of has an Xbox style controllers on the back, Xbox configuration, so that it has the triggers left and right as well as the bumpers left and right. They're called different things. The only thing I'm not 100% sure on this, but on at least one emulator I know of, I noticed that these triggers, you need to pull them about halfway down before it'll realize you're touching it, and there's no sensor to say how much you're actually pulling it. It's either you pulled it or you didn't, and it doesn't matter how much you pull it down after it's sensed. It's not going to sense anything different. To give you an example, like on the original GameCube, you could pull the triggers a little bit and it would be fine. But if you pull it all the way, or if you pull it a little bit, it would mean something. And if you pull it all the way, you'd hear it click, and that would mean something different. So that's that. If you got the Shield logo right here in shitty plastic. This is the changeable faceplate, or they have some name for it. It's just magnetic, and under there you have your serial number for each Shield. I'm assuming each one has a separate individual. Whatever. These you can buy different ones. That I think they have like an actual metal one. It's probably expensive. This one is just plastic with the magnets in it. They have different one. Looks like carbon fiber. They have different designs. You can fuck around with that. And on the back here, you have a micro SD port. I have a 64 gigabyte micro SD card in there right now. And right now, you have to format it in a PC first to NTFS format before you can do anything to it. And then the Shield automatically kind of uses it as a backup. It'll put certain files on there for the system. You can also put your own files on there, but you'd have to take the card out, put it in something without having to reformat it and put it back in here. Like if you wanted to copy a large file onto it, you could do that also through the USB connection, but it might just be faster to directly hook up the micro SD card directly to your computer. But anyway, so you also have a mini HDMI port for video out. You got a 3.5mm headphone. It might, does it? I'm not sure. This might have spec for a microphone, which wouldn't really be necessary since it has a built-in microphone on it. And that's the back. And the USB port's where you charge it, obviously. It's a micro USB, not mini. To give you an example I'm talking about, this is micro. And I have one here. This is mini. Micro, mini. So that gives you an idea of the difference. And now we'll move on to the inside. First time you open it, nothing's going to be on the screen except for a little plastic thing they're going to have on there. It says press the Shield button. So you hold the Shield button, it starts up, and you pretty much get to this screen eventually. And the first thing you'll notice is it'll walk you through a tutorial how to set up your Shield, do whatever you want with it. Connect it to Wi-Fi, connect your Google account to it. So that's that. But before I get too much into the software let's go back to the hardware. It's basically the same as an Xbox 360 controller, except for the fact that your left analog stick is down here instead of up here. Basically, your D-pad's just switched. Your D-pad and left analog stick are just switched from where they are. And here you have two internal speakers and something back here. I'm not sure if this is a vent or speaker yet. Haven't really listened to it while I'm playing the game. But anyway, so you got your A, B, X, Y same as Xbox, and here you have your Android home and back buttons. And obviously holding, you can long hold, long press, double tap for different things. Speaker volume. You press the speaker button and then you get the up and down controls. You can also configure it in settings to use the bumpers in the back for volume control once that's up, if you don't want to take your hands off the controls. If you don't want to go from it, personally, it's weird for me if I'm playing something using the gamepad and then I want to use the touchscreen. It's not like, it's kind of, you gotta take both hands off to hold it correctly to get a good feel that you're using a touchscreen. So that's pretty much all the hardware basics of it, and obviously you have your Nvidia button that brings you up to Tegra Zone, which is where you would connect to a stream with your PC, or if you have games specifically for the Shield that you can download from the Android store. Crazy Taxi isn't specifically for the Shield, but it is compatible. That's why it shows up under Shield games. It originally wasn't, I remember, when I first downloaded that game for my Note 2 over here. And it was kind of a pain in the ass to play on a touchscreen because you don't have really that good control of steering because it's just a left and right button. You can slide between, but that doesn't really do anything for you. You're either turning left or you're turning right. There's no medium. But when you have the joystick, you do have a little bit of a medium. So you can go turn a little bit easy or turn hard, whatever you want. So that's Shield games. And Shield Store, it's just basically a shortcut to the Google Play Store, which is games that are compatible with Shield. So they have a bunch. Some are free, some you gotta pay for. That's Google Plus for you. But that doesn't stop there. Well, I'll just continue with Tegra Zone before I go into games more. You can also, this is also touchscreen interface. Everything's touchscreen. So once you connect to the same network, also with the same network, you're going to need a 802.11n minimum, or that's either the minimum or I don't remember what the minimum is. That's the recommendation, and I just bought a new N router just for that. It's right under my desk, so I created my own sub network within my house just for this stuff. Just for my PC, the Shield, and my phone, and my iPad, and my laptop, and that's it. I don't want my whole network, my whole house network being on that, because then it'll bog it down, obviously. But it's still sharing bandwidth with the house, but this is specifically for streaming the games from the computer to the Shield computer, etc. So anyway, I'll just unpair my computer real quick, because it's a quick thing to do. So when you go to PC games, originally it's gonna detect what PCs on your network are available to pair with the Shield. And to know this or not, you have to go to you have to download GeForce Experience, and it will tell you if your computer is ready to stream for Shield. And if it is, your computer will show up here, and then you select it, and on your desktop, I'll move the camera for a sec, it'll ask you up here, it'll say Shield is requesting to connect. Once you do that, hit connect. Your Shield says it's connected, and you can view your games. Now, mostly it's just going to see your Steam games. You can launch the Steam app itself, and on your computer it will show the big picture. If you don't know what Steam Big Picture is, go look that up. It's just basically a full screen UI for Steam. But it'll just also show games that are compatible with it. That doesn't need to launch Steam, even though these games are within Steam, so it's going to have to launch it anyway. It'll just tell Steam to do that instead of going into big picture mode. So that's that part. That's Tegra Zone. Let me quit that. Now this is running Android Jelly Bean. It's 4.3. I want to say it might be 4.4, or that hasn't come out yet. I have a feeling. Yeah, 4.3. 4.3. Now, there's a little shortcut in here. If you want to get access to the developer tools, you just tap build number a bunch of times. It says no need, you're already a developer. You just tap it a bunch of times, it'll tell you 4 more taps, 3 more taps till become a developer or whatever. And when you tap it a bunch, it unlocks the developer mode for you so you can get more access to more options and whatnot. It's good if you're going to install a lot of custom apps, a lot of third-party stuff that's not on the store. It can give you better compatibility and more options to tweak and whatnot. This also supports Miracast if you have a TV that can accept like a wireless stream. You could stream right from here, your Shield, right to your TV if you wanted to do that for some reason. I don't have any TVs that do that in my house. Or I might, I don't know. I haven't bought one recently. But that's, I haven't tested that out personally, nor have I tested out the HDMI out port on this to stream it to a TV. But they do have, you can activate console mode, which will just shut off the screen, and you can use this as the controller. So if you would want to do that for some reason. But you don't have to turn on console mode, that's just an option. And then you have your device settings for like there's one thing you can set, and it's good in the notification bar. You can there's a difference here. If you swipe from the left from the middle left over, you get your notifications, and right there it'll tell you whatever network you're connected to, time and date, whatever. But if you go over here to the right side, it'll give you status and options. So here's my Wi-Fi settings. I could tap that, go right to the Wi-Fi, airplane mode, battery status. This is whoever you're logged in as your Google account. Screen brightness, virtual mouse, Bluetooth. Now the virtual mouse is interesting in case you don't want to use the touchscreen or the D-pad or the joysticks to navigate. You can turn the virtual mouse on, and then using the right analog stick, you get a little mouse, and you can click on whatever you want using the A button or just clicking the stick. So that's that. It's easy enough to turn on and off. I just keep it off unless I want to use it for something, because I just don't really see a need for it in day-to-day usage, but there may be something at one point. So, any questions I'll be happy to answer, just leave them in a comment, and until then I think that's enough for this video since I've already rambled on for 12 minutes now. So I'll leave this video up for questioning, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.